Hello and welcome. Today I will be discussing the fundraiser event that I am planning for Cedarburg High School as my term project. Now, in an effort to keep my work consistent and apply it to my actual internship experience, I am going to be planning the event that I will actually be conducting in August and September when my internship starts. Now, the goal for our fundraiser is to be able to raise between $29,000 and $48,000 for the athletic programs for the purchase of newer and upgraded protective equipment for the athletic teams and our student athletes. Now, to do so, we will be hosting a golf outing for our fourth year. And our goal is, due to a 4-year rotation for the purchase of new equipment for the teams, to raise $12,500 each year. Now, our goal is ultimately to provide the best experience that we possibly can for our student athletes, so doing so is imperative that we raise the funds to get them the better protective equipment. Now, the research method that we used to determine that we were going to be hosting a golf outing is just past experience and a survey. The survey was sent out through student athletes to their parents and family and just asked them what they would be most receptive to in how they show their support for Cedarburg athletics, and a large outing seemed to be a popular response for us. So we really wanted to hone in on that. And then we also conduct a raffle and donation opportunity for sponsorship for local businesses and restaurants. This allows us to not only secure revenue from attendees, but also potential donations or long-term partnerships with businesses to promote not only Cedarburg athletics, but also their businesses in the same event. Now, our target market is and always will be supporters of Cedarburg athletics, and secondly, it will be individuals who enjoy social golf outings. So the Cedarburg athletic supporter is pretty easy to identify for us and very easy for us to market to. They have a student athlete that they're affiliated with in some way, and we send promotional material to them through that student athlete. Now, our social golfers are slightly more difficult to advertise to. However, we have honed in on local golf courses, businesses, and restaurants that seem to be very popular among golfers in the area, and we promote our outing there as well. Now, a SWOT analysis, real quick, for our event. Our main strength is our huge appeal to the local community. Cedarburg is pretty tight-knit, and it has been extremely well received and attended in the past, and keeps everything local. There's not a large travel time for anyone, and all of the businesses know that they are going to be able to sponsor an event that will be attended by their potential customers. Now, the weakness for the event is it's the same event as years past, or I should say the same style of event, and you do risk having some stagnation of interest by hosting the same event for multiple years. Now, an opportunity for us in terms of our golf outing would be to potentially switch venues to a larger host course, although this could come at the detriment of staying as local as we want to. Alternatively, we could expand it to multiple locations, but that would come at the cost of some of our raffle and banquet continuity. Now, a threat for us is and always will be the weather. We're outside, we're golfing, and Mother Nature may not always smile upon us during that outing. Now, the organizational chart for our event consists mainly of Cedarburg Athletics Department staff as well as the golf course staff. So first and foremost, the event coordinator will be our athletic director, Mr. John Hannum. His assistants in coordinating this event will be the assistant athletic directors as well as the athletic director's intern, which is myself. Following us, there will be the director of the golf club, and then his acting managers on the day of the event. Underneath them will be both the golf club staff as well as our event volunteer staff that we have running the event with us. Now, the design process for our event is fairly casual due to the golf outing portion of the event. We're trying to provide an enjoyable experience for as many people as possible. We have golf for our athletes. We have hole contests for our competitive souls. And we have the following banquet and raffle for anyone who does not find their interest piqued by the golf or the hole contests. Now, we're trying to do that in order to get as many people to invite more people or recommend the event to their friends as we can. This drives our attendance numbers and allows us to sustain success for multiple years. The planning process for our event, it's been underway for a while. I've been in discussions with the athletic director essentially since the end of the event last year, and we have already sent home the flyers with our student athletes in the spring. We will again at the fall sports meeting, which is coming up in August, and we have been promoting in the newspapers periodically for the entirety of the summer. But once August rolls around is when we really start getting into more of the portion that is not simply advertising. Starting August 12th, we start securing more volume for our advertisements, both in newspapers and in postings at local businesses. Starting August 20th, that is the sale of our raffle tickets through the athletics office, as well as continued sales for our outing and banquet tickets. Throughout that entire time, from August 12th through September 4th, we will be securing donations of raffle baskets and sponsorships from our corporate donors. From September 5th to the 22nd, we are finalizing every detail of our run sheet, from outing necessities to tea times and our banquet arrangements to maximize our potential profitability. And then on September 22nd, we will be hosting our event. Now, this event has a fairly limited budget due to its nature. It is a fundraiser for a smaller local high school. The specific figure has not yet been given to me, but will be upon the start of my internship in August. And so, rather than speculate as to the figure that I will be given, I instead outlined our plan to generate revenue. Now, our goal is $12,500 towards the purchase of the new equipment. To do so, the advertisements that I discussed in our timeline have been taken out in the Cedarburg area, as well as advertisements placed in local businesses and restaurants to drive our attendance numbers. Now, I also, as I mentioned, will be contacting our local businesses to secure donations and sponsorships for our raffle and just promotional opportunities. And then our space in the local newspapers will be utilized to also promote the raffle drawings. Now, coordinating all of this with a customer service plan will be slightly difficult given the expanse of a golf course. To combat that, we will be distributing walkie-talkies to the entirety of our event staff that is out on the course. There will be 3 different channels used for our staff. We'll have one for minor issues. We will have channel 2 for major problems requiring managerial presence. And we will have a third one for just managerial communication, discussing where we are, need to be, and how the event is progressing. Now, there are risks associated with running such a large event. First and foremost for us is the weather. We can't control it, and God willing, it will smile upon us that day. In the event of a rainout or other weather issue, we will be purchasing weather insurance against the anticipated revenue generated from the golf outing portion of our event. This will allow us to recover some funds in the event of a rainout. The other major issue whenever you are gathering large amounts of people together for any athletic event is risk of bodily harm and behavior problems. So bodily harm, we will be having every single person in attendance sign a release of liability for Cedarburg High School during the extent of the event. So that will protect us from some potential lawsuits. We will also be purchasing liability insurance just in the event that someone finds a loophole in our liability waiver and wishes to attempt to sue us. Now, the behavior aspect, you have a large group of people, there will be the option to purchase alcohol. Issues may arise, and we will need to address those as quickly and concisely as possible, which will come down to the communication portion of our customer service plan. Now, the evaluation process for the event, especially for me, will largely be summative. The main goal of the event is to raise money, and looking at pre-sales can be a good way of formative assessment or like day-to-day run sheet accomplishments. But at the end of the day, our summative assessment is going to be, did we hit our goal financially, and did I hit my goal as an intern? Now, my goal as an intern is to take as much experience hosting and planning the event away as possible. My career goal is to be an athletic director, so I find immense value in planning, coordinating, and operating an event that I will have to do in my future as an athletic director, and I'm really looking forward to it. I am very, very excited, and this whole process has been quite engaging and fun for me, and being able to reflect on that as a summative assessment after the event is actually concluded will be very valuable for me. And as a career goal, I find that establishing relationships within the athletic directing and school community is highly valuable. I obtained my internship through a recommendation from the sports information department at Concordia. They recommended me to the athletic director at Cedarburg, and I'm just really excited as to how all these connections can play out for me and develop for my future career. And that is my event plan for my term project. Thank you.